Unemployment insurance weekly claims. Transmission of materials in this release is embargoed until 8:30 a.m. Eastern, Thursday, June 24, 2021. Seasonally adjusted data. In the week ending June 19, the advance figure for seasonally adjusted initial claims was 411,000, a decrease of 7,000 from the previous week's revised level. The previous week's level was revised up by 6,000 from 412,000 to 418,000. The 4-week moving average was 397,750, an increase of 1,500 from the previous week's revised average. The previous week's average was revised up by 1,250 from 395,000 to 396,250. The advanced seasonally adjusted insured unemployment rate was 2.4% for the week ending June 12, a decrease of 0.1 percentage point from the previous week's unrevised rate. The advance number for seasonally adjusted insured unemployment during the week ending June 12 was 3,390,000, a decrease of 144,000 from the previous week's revised level. This is the lowest level for insured unemployment since March 21, 2020, when it was 3,094,000. The previous week's level was revised up 16,000 from 3,518,000 to 3,534,000. The 4-week moving average was 3,552,500, a decrease of 55,250 from the previous week's revised average. This is the lowest level for this average since March 21, 2020, when it was 2,071,750. The previous week's average was revised up by 4,000 from 3,603,750 to 3,607,750. Unadjusted data. The advance number of actual initial claims under state programs, unadjusted, totaled 393,078 in the week ending June 19, a decrease of 14,720, or minus 3.6%, from the previous week. The seasonal factors had expected a decrease of 7,823, or minus 1.9%, from the previous week. There were 1,447,127 initial claims in the comparable week in 2020. In addition, for the week ending June 19, 51 states reported 104,682 initial claims for pandemic unemployment assistance. The advance unadjusted insured unemployment rate was 2.3% during the week ending June 12, a decrease of 0.1 percentage point from the prior week. The advance unadjusted level of insured unemployment in state programs totaled 3,210,285, a decrease of 94,092, or minus 2.8%, from the preceding week. The seasonal factors had expected an increase of 50,364, or 1.5%, from the previous week. A year earlier the rate was 12.2% and the volume was 17,823,790. The total number of continued weeks claimed for benefits in all programs for the week ending June 5 was 14,845,450, an increase of 3,756 from the previous week. There were 31,337,556 weekly claims filed for benefits in all programs in the comparable week in 2020. During the week ending June 5, extended benefits were available in the following 12 states: Alaska, California, Colorado, Connecticut, District of Columbia, Illinois, Massachusetts, Nevada, New Jersey, New York, Rhode Island, and Texas. Initial claims for UI benefits filed by former federal civilian employees totaled 905 in the week ending June 12, an increase of 292 from the prior week. There were 569 initial claims filed by newly discharged veterans, an increase of 141 from the preceding week. There were 10,764 continued weeks claimed filed by former federal civilian employees the week ending June 5, a decrease of 276 from the previous week. Newly discharged veterans claiming benefits totaled 6,554, an increase of 205 from the prior week. During the week ending June 5, 51 states reported 5,950,167 continued weekly claims for pandemic unemployment assistance benefits and 51 states reported 5,273,180 continued claims for pandemic emergency unemployment compensation benefits. The highest insured unemployment rates in the week ending June 5 were in the Virgin Islands, 19.5, Rhode Island, 4.8, Nevada, 4.5, California, 3.9, Connecticut, 3.9, Puerto Rico, 3.9, Alaska, 3.7, Illinois, 3.6, New York, 3.6, and District of Columbia, 3.2. The largest increases in initial claims for the week ending June 12 were in Pennsylvania, plus 21,905, California, plus 15,131, Kentucky, plus 9,172, Florida, plus 3,344, and Texas, plus 3,127, while the largest decreases were in Michigan, minus 5,615, Delaware, minus 2,516, Washington, minus 1,998, Tennessee, minus 1,746, and Alabama, minus 1,706. Unemployment insurance data for regular state programs. Week ending June 19. Initial claims, seasonally adjusted. 411,000. Initial claims, not seasonally adjusted. 393,078. 4-week moving average, seasonally adjusted. 397,750. Week ending June 12. Insured unemployment, seasonally adjusted. 3,390,000. Insured unemployment, not seasonally adjusted. 3,210,285. 4-week moving average, seasonally adjusted. 3,552,500. Insured unemployment rate, seasonally adjusted. 2.4%. Insured unemployment rate, not seasonally adjusted. 2.3%. Initial claims filed in federal programs, unadjusted. Week ending June 19. Pandemic unemployment assistance, 104,682. Week ending June 12. Federal employees, UCFE, 905. Newly discharged veterans, UCX, 569. Continued weeks claimed filed for UI benefits in all programs, unadjusted. Week ending June 5. Total, 14,845,450. Footnotes. SA seasonally adjusted data, NSA not seasonally adjusted data. Continued weeks claimed represent all weeks of benefits claimed during the week being reported, and do not represent weeks claimed by unique individuals. 1. Prior year is comparable to most recent data. 2. Most recent week used covered employment of 139,248,565 as denominator. 3. Information on the Pandemic Unemployment Assistance (PUA) program can be found in UIPL 16-20, PUA program information. 4. Information on the Pandemic Emergency Unemployment Compensation (PEUC) program can be found in Unemployment Insurance Program Letter, UIPL 17-20, PEUC program information. 5. Information on the EB program can be found here, EB program information. 6. Some states maintain additional benefit programs for those claimants who exhaust regular benefits, and when applicable, extended benefits. Information on states that participate, and the extent of benefits paid, can be found starting on page 4-4 of this link, Extensions and Special Programs PDF. 7. Information on STC work sharing can be found starting on page 9-10 of the following link, Extensions and Special Programs PDF. 8. Totals include PUA unemployment for the appropriate corresponding week. Unadjusted initial claims for week ended June 12, 2021. States with an increase of more than 1,000. State. Change. State supplied comment. Pennsylvania. Plus 21,905. Layoffs in the transportation and warehousing, healthcare and social assistance, accommodation and food services, administrative and support and waste management and remediation services, and retail trade industries. California. Plus 15,131. Layoffs in the service industry Kentucky. Plus 9,172. Florida. Plus 3,344. Texas. Plus 3,127. Layoffs in the manufacturing, healthcare and social assistance, transportation and warehousing, and professional, scientific, and technical services industries. District of Columbia. Plus 1,898. Maryland. Plus 1,699. Oklahoma. Plus 1,680. Wisconsin. Plus 1,387. Layoffs in the transportation and warehousing and educational services industries. States with a decrease of more than 1,000. State. Change. State supplied comment. Michigan. Minus 5,615. Fewer layoffs in the manufacturing industry. Delaware. Minus 2,516. Washington. Minus 1,998. Tennessee. Minus 1,746. Alabama. Minus 1,706. Fewer layoffs in the healthcare and social assistance, administrative and support and waste management and remediation services, educational services, retail trade, and transportation and warehousing industries. Illinois. Minus 1,152. Technical notes. This news release presents the weekly unemployment insurance, UI, claims reported by each state's unemployment insurance program offices. These claims may be used for monitoring workload volume, assessing state program operations and for assessing labor market conditions. States initially report claims directly taken by the state liable for the benefit payments, regardless of where the claimant who filed the claim resided. These are the basis for the advance initial claims and continued claims reported each week. These data come from ETA 538, Advance Weekly Initial and Continued Claims Report. The following week initial claims and continued claims are revised based on a second reporting by states that reflect the claimants by state of residence. These data come from the ETA 539, Weekly Claims and Extended Benefits Trigger Data Report. A. Initial claims. An initial claim is a claim filed by an unemployed individual after a separation from an employer. The claimant requests a determination of basic eligibility for the UI program. When an initial claim is filed with a state, certain programmatic activities take place and these result in activity counts including the count of initial claims. The count of U.S. initial claims for unemployment insurance is a leading economic indicator because it is an indication of emerging labor market conditions in the country. However, these are weekly administrative data which are difficult to seasonally adjust, making the series subject to some volatility. B. Continued weeks claimed. A person who has already filed an initial claim and who has experienced a week of unemployment then files a continued claim to claim benefits for that week of unemployment. On a weekly basis, continued claims are also referred to as insured unemployment, as continued claims reflect a good approximation of the current number of insured unemployed workers filing for UI benefits. The count of U.S. continued weeks claimed is also a good indicator of labor market conditions. While continued claims are not a leading indicator, they roughly coincide with economic cycles at their peaks and lag at cycle troughs. They provide confirming evidence of the direction of the U.S. economy. C. Seasonal adjustments and annual revisions. Over the course of a year, the weekly changes in the levels of initial claims and continued claims undergo regularly occurring fluctuations. These fluctuations may result from seasonal changes in weather, major holidays, the opening and closing of schools, or other similar events. Because these seasonal events follow a more or less regular pattern each year, their influence on the level of a series can be tempered by adjusting for regular seasonal variation. These adjustments make trend and cycle developments easier to spot. At the beginning of each calendar year, the Bureau of Labor Statistics provides the Employment and Training Administration, ETA, with a set of seasonal factors to apply to the unadjusted data during that year. Concurrent with the implementation and release of the new seasonal factors, ETA incorporates revisions to the UI claims historical series caused by updates to the unadjusted data. U.S. Department of Labor news materials are accessible at http://www.dol.gov.